Okay, classes, welcome to English 1301. Let's talk about, I want to welcome you to this class and talk about where we are this semester and what's going to happen. As you know, I've sent you a series of announcements. I've sent you the syllabus, the official, once again, syllabus from the college I sent you last week, and once again it looks like this class, and this is El Paso Community College Syllabus Part 2 official course description. As I mentioned in my memo, take time to read over this and annotate it, and it talks about what we're going to be doing in English 1301, the intensive study and the practices and the writing processes, from invention and researching to drafting, revising, and editing. So that's what we're going to work with this semester. And the emphasis on the effective rhetorical choices, including audience, purpose, arrangement, and style. And so this gives an overall view, which we'll be talking about. It talks about the 700 to 1,000 word essays that we're going to be writing this semester. So once again, digest that, go over that, and that's the overall for the course. Class, very good. And then I sent you some memos that talked about the official, once again, course policies and calendar. I sent you this out on the 19th. I've attached my official course syllabus and calendar. It is under the content page on Blackboard. This document contains everything you need for this class, including books, deadlines, office hours, and all assignments. I'll soon attach a video that introduces us to the class and talks about my expectations this semester. So that's what I'm doing here. And then it says, once again, class, to please check announcements in Blackboard every day, since this is my primary way of communicating with you. And then it says, finally, I've attached the first two handouts. They can be found under the contents section on Blackboard. They correspond to our calendar, which we're going to go over here, and start to work for our first major essay this semester, and I hope you have a good weekend. So once again, class, this first handout I've given you, it's the introduction, it's the call to write. It talks about the different ways in which we are called to write. It talks about, once again, the overall value of what we're going to do this semester. So according to our course policies and calendar, which we're going to get into in a minute, read this, digest this, and anytime that I post a reading to Blackboard, your job is to look over the directions on the course policies and calendar to read and digest what we're doing. Then class, the second handout I gave you, which takes us up to about where we are today, is the handout Memoirs, Recalling Personal Experience. And we'll talk about this at the end of my lecture here today, because this is your first major essay. So once again, look over that, read that. It gives you an example of a fantastic memoir in here, which you're going to write for me. And my job as a professor is to help you with that and give you examples of memoir writing, which excuse me, I'll be posting later in the week and next week. But in your mind right now, as you've seen from the handouts, know that you're going to write a memoir for me in its simplest form, 700 to 1,000 words. And it's going to be, in essence, something about important or significant that has happened in your life. Much like Gary Salto does here in his phenomenal memoir, Black Hair. Okay? Black Hair. Very good, class. So that's where we were there. in regards to that memo. And I gave you another memo that once again talked about the original introduction of the class and that first syllabus. So class, let us go over this. So class, I'm teaching a series of English 1301 classes this semester, and we're going to look at those right now. So it includes all of you. I've attached this syllabus. Class, if I were you, I would print out everything. If you wish, you can, and have hard copies of everything. I will not pass out hard copies, of course, for my online classes. I won't. Everything's going to be posted to Blackboard, but if you want the major documents, you could once again print them out. And if you're at school, you can print them out for free. And it's nice, once again, to have some hard copy printouts. If you roll that way, I always do, so I can look and see where we are. So this, I want to go over this syllabus that I have posted to you. So, excuse me, class. A little bit of allergies, and I had a little bit of a virus, but I'm doing better now, and I'm over it. So, class, first let's talk about, for in class at the community college, I have two sections, 21142 and 21146, and those meet Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in class from either 9 o'clock or 11 o'clock, and so that's for my in class. Now, also this semester, I am teaching, I have printouts for all of these. I have an online class, two online classes, section 20589, which is a regular online English 1301 class. And then finally, class, I have a mini-master, which is 20593, which is also English 1301. So let's take a look at those and see where we are, class. Once again, it tells us up front here the section number we're in, and then it has, once again, my name, Lawrence Welsh. Class, I'm a full professor of English at El Paso Community College. I'm a long-time tenured professor, and I carry the title Full Professor of English. And then it has my office hours here at the college, my office location, A1208, and then underneath it, it has these office hours here, class. Class, if you ever need to contact with me and you have a question, please, I always get back to students within 48 hours. I enjoy speaking with students. If you need me, you can reach me and write to me through Blackboard messages. That's how we'll take all correspondence this semester. I already had some students that were double emailing me through my college email and then through Blackboard messages. That's too much. Let's keep it one spot. Excuse me. And the one spot is going to be, if you have a question, write to me through Blackboard messages. Now, let me help you with that, class. When you write to me this semester, once again, remember that if you have a question you need answering, and we will have a lot of individual back and forth this semester as I work with you individually. Remember, class, the one thing to remember mainly is that you are not sending me a text. You're not texting one of your friends. So when you write to me, always put your best foot forward. I'm an English professor. I'm a published author of 13 books. I'm an ex-journalist, okay? The situation is you're not sending a text, you're writing to me. So please write in complete sentences. Put your best foot forward. Once again, capitalize proper nouns. Be very conscientious of grammar, syntax. Once again, non-run-on sentences, non-incomplete sentences. When you write to a professor, let me know that you know how to write as best as you can. I'm here to help, class. Last semester I received, sometimes students would write to me and I'd look at it and I'd think, this student doesn't even have first grade grammar. This student somewhere along the way missed it. Okay? Those students never got through my class. This student somehow didn't get middle school writing skills. So be kind to yourself, but before you press that send, ask yourself, is this a complete sentence? Have I put my best foot forward? Is this how's the grammar? How's the syntax? How's the structure? And then send it to me, right? Because you want to let your professor know that you can write and that you have some skills. I know nowadays any of us can throw anything on our phones to anyone, any gobbledygook, any trash, anything. That's not an English class. I'm an English professor. Write to me when you need to. Always, once again, complete sentences, putting your best foot forward as best as you can, class. As best as you can. Blackboard messages. And that'll also be, excuse me, class, that'll also be this semester the way you're going to turn in your essays. Everything will be through Blackboard messages. And I've made it simple and I'll help you with that, class. I'm here to help, not to hurt, one day at a time. So, and then it has our text here. It has Richard Bullock and Maureen Daly Goggin, the Norton Field Guide to Writing with Readings, New York, Norton 2022. Here's the book. Okay, it's a fantastic book. What are you responsible for in here? You'll be responsible for the readings in here that I have on the syllabus. Okay, that I have on the syllabus, which are quite a few. And then in addition, class, we'll talk about this in a minute, I will post readings from my own private collection that will illuminate this material for each assignment that we have due. Okay, and I'll explain more of that in a minute. Then class has Diane Hacker Writer's Reference, MLA Update with Writing About Literature, 10th edition, Bodford, Bedford, St. Martin's. For this class, I'll let you use any edition of that. That is a reference book that you're going to use on your own. For English 1302, you would need the updated version, but for my class, it's a reference that you use, so you can use any of the older editions if you wish. And so that's a book, class, where if you have questions about comma usage, 30 pages in there. You have questions about run-on sentence, 15 pages. You have questions about fragments, 5 pages, 10 pages. You have questions about how to use a period correctly. It's all in there. Semicolon, colon. Once again, punctuation with quotation marks. It's all in a writer's reference. And now what I'm here to help you with, class, and what we're doing here is we're cleaning up these things. So once again, we're paying careful attention to our writing. So when you leave English 1301 and you go on in the university and you go on at the college, you'll have the skills to successfully navigate that environment, okay? And then class, it talks about a dictionary here, American Heritage Dictionary, Merriam-Webster. Class, I'm like you, I'll use my phone for dictionaries, but also I'd like it, you don't have to use it specifically for the assignments, but if you have an old school paper dictionary, that can help too. Once again, any dictionaries that, once again, where we're engaging the language, right? And we all engage it the same way. I mean, we all have to look up words, etc. Now, Supplemental handouts from the professor, which I've already posted, those two that I showed you. And then, once again, a virtual folder in which to submit your work is required. And then frequent photocopies of your essays from when you're working on your essays. And once again, if you're working on the essay, which you will, every student will, with the Writing Center. So we're not there yet, but we'll make it simple. By a virtual folder, I mean every essay that is due this semester, that is when you'll turn in work. I don't need to see your homework ahead of time. The homework is all done for yourself as you continue your journey into essay writing to prepare you for that essay. So when the time comes this semester, we'll keep it real simple. Say for the first essay, you'll send me only 3 documents through Blackboard messages. Simple documents. Your first draft, your final draft, your Writing Center verification. Every student for the first 3 essays this semester will workshop their essay with a member in the Writing Center. And I'll send you a link on that. Online, offline, you're going to work with the Writing Center. Why? It's going to help you. And it's going to help you as a student to workshop with them one-on-one. A member of the Writing Center. If you don't workshop your essay with the Writing Center, I will not grade it. So that is every essay this semester. You just send it to me. Mark it first draft, final draft, Writing Center verification through Blackboard messages. And then I'll pull up your work. I'll look at it. Writing Center verification, I see you have it. First draft, you have it. Final draft, I'll get in there and I'll grade it. Okay? And I'll help you with that class on the formatting, etc. All the essays this semester are going to look the same. We're using the Modern Language Association format for turning in college level essays. So I'm going to help you with that. So every student essay, in order for me to grade it, will look exactly the same. We'll talk about that in a minute. Class, and then it talks about late work not being acceptable in my class. So online or offline, when a deadline is due, you turn in your work. If it's late one day, it's penalized 1 letter grade for each day it's late. Say, for example, you had an essay that was due on a Monday and you turned it in a Tuesday. All essays that come in on time will receive the grade of an A, and then I have to grade them. If it's 1 day late, it's a B. If it's turned in 2 days late, it's a C. 3 days late is a D. 4 days late, it's an F. And I count every single day of the week, including the weekend. This is a policy that has served me well, and I've used it for over 20 years at both the community college and UTEP. Essay preparation, I'm going to help you with that class. We're moving on to the next page. Excuse me. All papers are going to be typed, double spaced. This is all virtually. Proper 1-inch margins. Spacing between paragraphs, very important. Double spacing, 12-point standard typeface, Courier or Times Roman. Okay. So, and I'll send you a guide for this. Every essay is going to look the same. Part of my job is to help you to have the look and format of a college level, university level essay. Okay. When you send them in, you will use Microsoft Word documents. Okay. That's what I can read. I can't do Google Docs or any of these other things, and I'm not putting those down. I'll only grade a Microsoft Word document, okay? And I'll help you with that class. We'll take this one step at a time, okay? And then once again, a portion of your grade for each essay will be based on what you turn in. Only 3 documents for every essay. First draft, final draft, Writing Center verification. Sent to me through Blackboard messages. Now, Then it talks about a breakdown of the grades here. How will you earn your grade? Recall essay, which is memoir, which you're already working on or starting to learn about, 20%. Profile, 20%. Evaluative essay, 20%. Proposing solutions, 20%. Final exam, 15%, and in-class writing, 5%. If there's some adjustments to this, they'll be minor, but I'll let you know. I'll let you know everything, one step at a time. We take this one step at a time. Then class, let's get into where we are in regards to this. We have every day here listed on the schedule. So last week with the introduction, once again here, that moves us into this week. So last week was just, getting those documents, finding out where we are, what's happening. And then this week, I've already given you this first handout. Now it says here, handouts and conclude introduction readings from the Norton Field Guide to Writing are marked NF, and readings from the handouts are marked H. So, I will be giving you a combination of those this semester. So the handouts so far, which was listed for 122, which was yesterday, this. That's what it said on the course policies and calendar. Once again, just to read this part one. Give you just a little background. And then for tomorrow, or on some people it's 123, 124 today, tomorrow, memoirs, recalling personal experience. And it says, be prepared to answer the critical inquiry questions at the end of this reading. So that's for today and tomorrow. So as you're reading this, you'll be thinking about, hey, I'm going to have to write a memoir for Mr. Welsh. There's an incredible essay in here by Gary Soto called Black Hair as an example of a memoir. And then for the 26th for some of these, and then we'll look at the other dates for the other classes. Let's see. Let's go to, for the online classes, which I have written down here, it'll be once again for the 25th. I'll send you once again the upcoming readings and what we need. But for this one, it's the 23rd. It was for today. Read memoirs, recalling personal experience. So as we go along in the calendar, we'll have readings. I'll post those to you. Your job is to look. So for right where we are now, we're dealing with, class, memoirs, recalling personal experience. Where we are today, tomorrow, Gary Soto's Black Hair. Okay? Gary Soto's Black Hair. You're going to write a memoir for me. My job is to help you with that process. Okay? So we'll move right along ahead. For the, let's go here, for the 25th for my online class, I'm going to send you once again another handout, and then there's a reading in here from the Norton Field Guide to, once again, writing. So just follow along with this and be willing to engage as we do this homework. And I'm going to start lecturing today on the memoir, and I'm going to certainly help you with that. Now, so that's how it is for the rest of the semester. It's all on here, every day. Let's look at some deadlines of where we are. So for my Monday, Wednesday, and Friday in class at the community college, sections 21142 and 21146, I just want to give you a heads up. We got a lot of work to do before then. Your essay is going to be due on the 7th of February. On the 7th of February, you're going to turn in first draft, second draft, final draft, first draft, final draft, writing center verification. You'll turn it in on the 7th. before midnight. At midnight, it'll become the 8th. And then once again, that will take care of it. So you're going to want to scrutinize your time, work with this, give the Writing Center a couple of days to work with you, and then get that work in. All right? But we're not there yet. But that's for the section number 21142 and 21146, my in-class, my online. Let's look at the deadline for you guys. Right around the same time, it's going to be the 6th of February. So we have some work to do, certainly, once again, before then. Now, let's see. We've looked at the books. We've looked at the memos. We've looked at the handouts. Okay, we're in pretty good shape. Let us look through this right quick as we continue. So, class, let's talk about this for a minute. We've got memoirs recalling personal experience here. And we have the first example of a memoir. So, you're going to write a memoir for me. Are we there yet? No. Can you start thinking about it? Yes. It tells us here on this that Gary Soto, excuse me, poet, fiction writer, and essayist, is the author of many collections of for adults and young readers, okay? And this essay is from Living Up the Street, once again, which was published a good few years ago. And then we go into Gary Soto, okay, where he takes us back of a time of importance in his life. He's writing the memoir about, once again, being a runaway from someone who runs away. He's remembering what it was like to be a runaway at the age of 17, excuse me, and leave Fresno, California, and hitchhike to travel to around Los Angeles, Glendale, California. So look at that, the way, and start thinking yourself, what could I write a memoir about? I'm going to have some more examples of memoir writing for you. But think of a time maybe that was important in your life, that something big happened, or maybe something not that big, but something you could write about that possibly, changed you. Okay, and that could be I'll give you an example. Maybe the time you won a playoff football game. Maybe the time you won a swim meet. Maybe the time you remember that day when you realized you have a talent for music. Maybe the time that you decided that you possibly had a spiritual experience. Can you remember that time? Maybe the time where something maybe a little difficult happened, like you got arrested. Maybe the time you crashed a car. These are all, excuse me, maybe the time that the date and time you find out your father died, all right? So a combination of good things, challenging things, be thinking about that in regards to class, once again, the memoir and what you could write about. We're not there yet. But as you look over at Gary Soto's memoir, you see that he's dealing with a lot here. Okay? He is certainly dealing with a lot here with the questions at the end of that memoir, once again. Where we ask ourselves, why is this such a good piece of writing? What did Gary Soto learn from this? all those questions that are on page, once again, 155. Okay. Yeah, on 155. Is it okay with some of the answers that he came about? He says some heavy things there. Okay. He talks about also in this memoir of kind of all these people being entrapped in some ways at the Valley Tire Factory. You know, you got Chicanos there, you got African Americans, you've got white people there, you've got Mexican nationals working there. Everybody is in this job that is a tough job, class. And then he comes to these realizations of life. And he titles it Black Hair. What does that mean? You know, what does black hair mean? Great title, many different meanings. I'll let you think about that, class. Oh, well, what does he, in the end, all of your memoirs will have an epiphany. Excuse me, letting the reader know what you learned. 700 to 1,000 words, what you learned. He tells us that he learned about what he wants out of his life. It's interesting to think that Gary Soto, one of the reasons I assigned this essay is he has something in common with you and I. Well, a lot. I mean, we're all human beings. But Gary Soto, like me, like you, I think he was about the age I started. I started the community college at 23. He started the community college in California at the age of 23. You're at the community college. Back then in the days, they called them junior colleges in California. Okay? We're all coming up through that system, and it's a great system. Okay? Gary Soto. So be thinking about that, class. Be thinking about that. Now, so once again, I'll have another lecture for you next week or so. I'll have some handouts for you in regards to next. I'm going to next send you a handout, a reading, once again, about throwing snowballs, which is going to be another simpler type of memoir. It's going to be a young woman looking back, a grown woman looking back on what it was like to be a woman, a 9 or 10-year-old in Pittsburgh, called Throwing Snowballs. And then you'll have that reading from the Norton Field Guide to Writing. And then I'm going to have another handout coming to you on for you to start shaking down your memory about a couple of important events in your life that you could possibly, once again, write about in regards to your own memoir. And then we'll just take it by step like that. So class, I think that puts us in great shape for where we are this semester. Once again, I'll be communicating with you with some new handouts and some new instruction. Be thinking about the memoir. And then, class, the beautiful thing is we don't get our head of ourselves in this class. We take it one step at a time. And once we take care of one major assignment, get it turned in, we'll move to the next. So right now, I want to welcome you once again to English 1301. Welcome to the community college. It's a fantastic place to be. Let's have a good semester this semester. And then, once again, I will be in touch with you. I'll be taking this one step at a time. And let's do this. I'll leave you then today. I think we covered everything we needed to cover in regards to all this paperwork. I'll leave you as, once again, the Irish a lot of times like to say, when you're in Ireland, they'll tell you good luck. And so I believe in that once again. Good luck, good luck, good luck. I will see you in class. We will see you online. And we will see you in this continuing journey this semester at the community college. in regards to English 1301. Class, once again, have a good week, and we'll be talking again soon. Bye-bye.